What is up, you guys? This is Moye Blue. Moye Blue. This is so off. Oh my god. Anyways, I am here. I'm here back with my tea. This kind of tea. Still pretty hot. Anyways, I'm here to talk about McDonald's. I'm sure that a lot of people actually have this experience, especially if you're an immigrant in a country where you don't really speak the language very well. And that's probably going to be a job that you're going to have for quite a while. Not that there's anything wrong with working at McDonald's, but I just want to talk about reasons why I quit and why I feel like the treatment should be better in these places. So I finished my BA studies in Serbia, and then I went to Austria for my MA studies. I went over there, I did not know the language, I needed English because I was studying English. And basically I couldn't afford living there and my parents couldn't afford paying for everything. So it was pretty expensive, so I decided to, if I wanted to stay over there, I decided to find a job. Okay, if you don't know the language, then it's really difficult to find any job, especially if you're living in a small town like I was living, and the town was named Klagenfurt or Klagenfurt, however you want to pronounce it. Just finding a job was relatively difficult, especially having limited knowledge of the language, so that meant working as a cleaning lady or working something where you didn't really have to talk a lot. For all my peeps living abroad, you know what I'm saying. When you do find something that you want to really stick to it because they're actually giving you money, so you know, like, you're not homeless. So I needed to find something, and most of my colleagues were actually working over there or were applying to work at McDonald's. So I decided, well, let's give it a try. Why not? I mean, even if I suck at talking in German, then I can at least clean, right? It's okay. You do the application online. They call me in 2 weeks. I got an interview, and he was actually with I don't know what he is, the owner of that area, I'm not sure. He was very polite. I got the job. He told me I was gonna work at the service, which is in restaurant, like, you know, packing everything and giving food. But later on, I went to talk to the manager from this restaurant, and he told me I'm gonna work in McCafe. And as far as I heard, working in McCafe is like the most elegant thing you can do in McDonald's, so I was pretty happy. The first thing that I needed to do before I started working was do 3 days of training. I went over there was this one instructor, one other girl who was also being trained. So she was really stressed out, I was stressed out. We got these booklets where you should actually have like all the recipes, everything. You have to know all the rules, how you should position something, what should be wiped, everything. There's a rule for everything. You have to learn all of it. So the first day really went bad for me, and then this mentor was just complaining. I was willing to work, it's not that I wasn't, it's just that I couldn't understand German that well. And then when I went home, I sat down and learned all the booklet, like every recipe possible. So when I went back, she was really impressed. These 3 days were very, very, very difficult, but I got through them, and then when I got through them, I was assigned to one restaurant where I actually had friends. So it was my first day, and I was happy and like obviously nervous, but I was happy to be there, and I was like, I want to, you know, be in good terms with my colleagues, and but that wasn't the case. I went over there, and everyone was looking at me suspiciously, like I don't even know why I'm here, like they were just doubting my skills. What I noticed is this little booklet that I've learned didn't really apply 100% to this restaurant where I was working because they had a different coffee machine. So I had to relearn everything, even though I've already learned everything before. It was kind of like studying, I'm not gonna lie. I was learning stuff until 2 a.m. and I was like, this is basically like studying for the exam. So some of the rules that we had in McDonald's was obviously you have to be punctual. We had these, they called them Stempelkarte, which are stamp cards where you would use them to actually sign in when you actually start working. So it was very important that you are punctual exactly in the second, because they don't want to overpay you. So you have to sign in, you have to wear the appropriate attire. We had pants which were black or blue or denim, then a white shirt, a scarf, and an apron. And we had to have black shoes, and then we couldn't wear any makeup, and that was, you have to go, obviously everything has to be ironed, you have to be clean and just appropriate. Another rule is that we would have a lunch break only half an hour lunch break, it was basically rushing, like not even chewing. But the good thing was for every hour that you work, you get €1. So basically if you work 8 hours a day, then you can buy something for lunch for €8. So that was pretty good if you like eating over there. However, for that money, you couldn't buy anything in McCafe. So that's something that you had to pay from your own pocket. Even though something is €1, it didn't really matter. Another thing is that tips were not allowed, which really sucked because the paycheck is literally the lowest over there. Like the lowest paid job that you can get is at McDonald's. So the fact that you can't even take tips is horrible. I talked about how the first day everyone was very suspicious, and that's pretty much the atmosphere that you have in McDonald's. You always have these managers that go around and try to coordinate everything, and they're constantly putting you down. Not everyone, but a lot of them, where you would feel guilty that you couldn't do something, that you've done something bad, because most of the workload that you're doing is for 3 people, not for 1 person. You have to work alone, and that's basically what business is. They give you a workload that's for more people and then pay for 1 person, and then after the end of that day you're pretty much exhausted and for nothing. There were also instances where if you're sick, they don't care about it because they don't have people, because they're constantly searching for more people. So overall, I did not like the treatment because it's basically like this: you are not valued, you feel guilty that you can't do something or that you can't do as much, and it's just this vicious circle and no one's happy, and you're constantly being afraid of, are you going to lose your job or not? And I don't think that's a good atmosphere to be in, and it's really stressful. The good side is that actually you have a job. Obviously, that's a big plus. Also that I made a lot of friends over there, so that's something that I will always cherish. And I feel like working over there is such a big life lesson that I would always cherish being there, and I would cherish getting out of there as well. One positive thing for students is that you are very, very much protected. So if you get a job over there, they usually don't overuse you because they can have problems with the authorities, with the law, and with the visa, so they don't even want to tackle it. Also, if you work more, they have to pay you double. So they would rather pay someone who's an ordinary worker, whom they would pay less than to you. So as a student, you're very much protected. So I feel like I had a very good treatment. I mean, I felt horrible many times, but I still feel like I was treated better than some other people over there. Overall, it was a lot of stress, and I just felt like it's not something that I should be doing, and it's not something that anyone should be doing. I think that that's not a good work atmosphere. And thankfully I worked really, really hard on the side where I was finishing my studies with great grades. Also, I got my MA diploma, so I was ready to head out and try to find new jobs, and I got a new job, and I gladly left that place. Now, I don't want to make it seem like it's the worst job ever, or that I want to bash some people. It's just a system that I don't like, and I feel like it's everywhere in every McDonald's, but also not only McDonald's but other places as well, other companies, and that's how they function, and that's how they get the most of us. So my McDonald's co-workers, I understand you completely. Hold on, and if you actually like it there, that's the only thing that you should know and you should feel, and that's great. And if you don't like it there, then work on yourself, be persistent, and you will definitely get there. Good luck. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and see you soon. Bye.